Okay, I fixed it. Oh my god, man, I was bugging me. It was totally bugging me. It was bugging me on. I have zippers. Sorry. It was totally bugging me on why it was taking forever to load. Like, not load, but I didn't like that. It was, there was this huge delay on what was going on. So in my setup, right, like everything that I'm broadcasting to you guys, like on my monitor, it was showing me that there was like a 60-second delay, and it was bugging the fuck out of me. And I'm like, man, I'm just like waiting for responses and stuff. And so it was bugging me. And so now I fixed it. So now there's only like it looks like there's only a 10-second delay. Okay, pop my neck. All right. Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to Coffee with Adam, or wrong show. Welcome to Coffee and Cards. Um, Welcome to Coffee and Cards, and we're going to be talking about something that came up for me this morning, and we're going to look into it as well for all the elements. We're going to kind of veer off into the continualness of what's going on for the day and the projectedness of the week. Something that was brought up to me, or something that I want to talk about today, is why are we afraid to look inside ourselves? You know, something that I've been noticing that's been coming up since I started to be on YouTube, and noticing other card readers and stuff like that, and how they read, and what mainly everybody's asking, and what's showing up in the comments and stuff like that, is a lot of stuff trying to figure out about the people that are in their lives, right? Basically love, everybody wants to figure out about love, everybody wants to know about love and whatnot, right? And I could do love readings between two people that want to know about themselves and their relationship. That's what I could do. When it comes to reading or figuring out why am I attracted to, or what's going on with this person in my life and all this other stuff, or are they gonna leave the person that they're with, like all these things, or are this person faithful to me? It really, when I do those, it always the readings that I do for that, the reading always turns around into how it points towards the person asking, not who they're inquiring about. It always points towards the querent. The querent is the person asking. Just so you know, in terminology of, it should be that, where I've read in other places, it's the querent is the person that's asking. So the querent comes in and asks these questions, right? It's not that it should be, but I feel like that's the power of what could be done with these cards, right? That's the power of what could be done with the reading, is to find out blocks that are within you. And a lot of what's been coming up for me, and what I've noticed, is there's almost like a fear of going inside ourselves. There's a fear of what the cards are pointing to. That's why, shuffle them again, or we don't like the reading that we might get, right? You know, and okay, might be talking on something that touches people. So, which is totally cool. And for me, it's not something that I do. So my readings are all about you. My readings are always going to be about you and what you do and what you want and what you can get. Not to figure out about love. If you're in a relationship already, fuck yeah, let's do it. And your partner wants to know too, even fucking better. But I don't do the readings where it's figuring out another person without the other person knowing, or under trying to do something like that. That's not my thing. So I just kind of wanted to not set the record straight, but put that energy out there, put that knowing out there, that that's not the kind of readings that I do. I will not do that kind of way. I will do like probably channeled messages, or messages in the sense of what could they be thinking, or what could you need to know, or what do you need to hear from your guides. So yeah, let's get started. All right, let's get set up. Good morning, everybody. Just wanted to touch in on that. I don't have any of my candles ready or anything like that, but let's get started. Set up Labyrinth real quick. Oh, I need to change that. My little mouse. Change it. Alrighty. I love this. Alrighty, guys. Ooh, a little blue jay feather came out. Alrighty, here we go. Let's get started. Put some things out of the way. Hey, Grace Murphy. How's it going? You just missed my little lecture right now. I think I might have lost like a few subscribers. Let's get me on this monitor over here. Mm-hmm. Where is my YouTube channel? There it is. Ready. What are you up to, Grace Murphy? There we go. Why does it say that? I had a hard time accessing your channel. Really? I know, my thing is weird right now. What are you up to, Grace Murphy? That's not the thing I want. Why does it say that? Like really, really loud on my other monitor. Yeah, hold on, Grace Murphy. Let me change this up. What the heck? Am I not using the right one? Anyways, alright, I'll change that later. No, I need to change it now. I just messed this up. Anyways, I can't do that right now. I'm trying to figure something. I wouldn't let me type in the comments. Huh. That's crazy. Why is my thing different? It's weird. I'm supposed to be using this right here. Open. Yes. Save it. Hey, what's up, Miss Kim? I'm gonna get started right now in a sec. I just want to make sure everything's going right. I don't know, my thing's been going weird a little bit. It's saying it's the picture's still on the raffle thing from yesterday, which Miss Debbie won, but she's all about wanting to gift it away to somebody. So if you guys want it, I say reach out to her. I say reach out to her if you want it, if you guys want it. Because Homegirl's giving it away. I just want to make sure everything's shut up because, you know, it's weird right now. Okay, what am I doing? I am starting 89. Yes, it's changed. Yes. All right, guys, today it's changed. I'm going to get started. Today we're going to be talking about why am I afraid of myself? Why am I afraid to look inside of myself? Why am I afraid to do these things? Why am I afraid to, yeah. So earlier I was on this nice little stint, and I might be losing some subscribers from that. But I was on this nice little stint of really kind of like going into like how we use readings to really go into figuring out other people more than ourselves. Really trying to figure out our love lives and whatnot, and less about ourselves, right? Or why are we in that situation in the first place? Why are we dealing with that situation in the first place? Instead of, you know, but more so asking like, you know, is they're gonna come back to me, or what's my love gonna be? So I was on that stint for a little bit. So but really what I've noticed is that a lot of it comes from a lot of it is, you know, repetitive, and it's one of the reasons why I don't do YouTube blogs when we try to communicate with one another. And other than that, the actual chat at the time. Um, so other than that, like that's what I was going on. I was on this nice little stint. Like I actually want to restart again, or anyways. But let's go into it. So we're gonna be talking about why are we afraid to go into ourselves for all elements, right? So all elements of quadrants are coming into this. Um, so yeah, so that's what I'm gonna be doing today for coffee and cards. We're gonna go into why are we afraid to go into ourselves, especially when it comes into readings and even coaching. Like even with some of my coaching clients, I notice they like to beat around the bush of what the real problem is or what the real situation is. A lot of the times they want to be heard about the problem that's going on in their relationship. Cool. Let's waste this whole time about your problem with the love life that you know that you deserve better on. That's what the cards are going to tell you anyways. So, but you know that already. You know those things when it comes to some of the times when we ask about our relationships in the cards. We know that. So, when you get access to an oracle, when you get access to a card reader, when you get access to a card slinger, to your friendly neighborhood card slinger, like me, what questions do you really want to have that are answered, that are valuable to you, that are valuable to your growth, that are valuable to see you go to the next level? Is staying in a relationship that you're in question about worth it? You really have to ask the cards about a relationship. A relationship that's worth it should never make you be in question in the first place. Coaching 101. Oh, there's probably 102, but just saying it. Putting it out there. What's up, ladies? How's it going? What's up, women? Let's get it, girls. Any of you guys in the audience, let me know. All right, let's get connected. Let's get grounded. I'm done preaching. We're gonna go into all quadrants of why are we afraid to go into ourselves. Okay. And we'll do it like the traditional going into all quadrants where the SOS comes out first. We'll go into theme, and then we'll go into SOS, going into all quadrants, and then we'll bring out Amo. And I'll even bring out Archie too, because Archie's gonna help us understand some archetypical understandings of ourselves as well. So let's make this interesting. All right, 1, 2, 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Let's go into the theme for today for SOS, all right? Ooh, 7 of Wands. This is our theme of why are we afraid to go in ourselves? Because we're afraid to see that we are actually the problem. We are actually the one that we only have 2 hands to handle everything. But everything seems to compile on us at every single moment that we see it at. This is why we're afraid to go in ourselves. We take on too much, and in the end, we get angry at the fact that everything's bottling in on itself towards us. Right? Just saying. So it's actually our fault. Do we put too much on our plate than we could handle? Are we not really talking our real feelings until they bottle up and then actually just come out explosively? Because that's right side up. So that's what's basically going on. Right there. So why am I afraid to go into myself? What's up with that raffle winner for the thing? Did my stuff even change? Hold on, guys. Oh my god, my stuff did not even change over. I am so pissed. Come on, on YouTube. Get it together. I had this whole nice little thing written out. Anyways, all right, let's get started. I'm not gonna let that happen. I'm on a good roll. All right, let's go. So here we are. Why am I afraid to go inside myself? Because everything's gonna end up pointing towards us, and everything's gonna be pointing towards us of why we didn't speak up on it, why we didn't handle it different, or why we just didn't, say this is too much for me. Okay, that's where we're gonna go at. So here we're gonna go into your quadrants of, why is it your fault? So in this, I'm in this too. I'm an air sign, and I know a lot of shit is my fault. If anything, air signs beat themselves up the most because they know a lot of their shit is their fault. We had a nice little one. So we had nice little 20 minutes of banter. Going into all quadrants starting at 22. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Quadrants going up. Here we go. 1. There's earth sign. Here we go for air. Here we go for fire. There we go for water. Dun 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 dun. Boop. This over here. Okay. Let's do this. Earth sign right up here. Let's go. Earth sign, the magician. Why are we afraid to go in ourselves? As the earth sign, you are like the master creator. Earth sign, you are the one that actually starts, a lot of the other stuff. Without you, the other elements wouldn't have a place to actually exist on. So in the sense of why are we afraid to go in ourselves is because I exploded last night in Lash Out Owed a Loved One doing emotional energy work today, the emotions that came up to release our conflict and insecurity. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Exalted Copper. When for earth signs right here, with the fact that the magician comes up upside down, bam, that says a lot. The magician is the master alchemist, the master creator, right? Just as the high priestess, right? It's the magician, the high priestess, the emperor, the empress. You ever notice that? So in the magician, it's the master creator, the master one of combining all the elements to create together to create matter, to create other things. So with it coming upside down, it's like this refusal to understand that you are the creator. And so when everything comes back to point at you, it's extreme denial. It's extreme like, well, what was I supposed to do? What do you mean, what were you supposed to do? You could have did anything that you wanted. You're the master creator. There's a denial in the sense of your power. There's a denial in the sense of what you could actually be doing, what you actually have control over. That's for you, earth sign. Here we go for air sign. Air sign, here we go. 7 of Swords. Your denial, why are you afraid? Because you're afraid of what you actually have within you. You hold things, you hold hidden thoughts, and because you hold these hidden thoughts back, they actually come back to stab you in the back. Because you hold your true truths or your true thoughts about things, people, places, and things, you hold them back and not really let them forward when they actually happen. It's what actually hurts you in the end. That's why you're afraid to go in on yourself. Because you hold back your secrets. You hold back secrets from people that actually might be able to see right through you. That they know that you do this. That they know that you hold back. Here we go for fire signs. Fire sign, strengths. I love that it's a lioness and a lion right here, upside down. For fire signs, you resist the idea that all of this, and the fact that 7 of Wands is, for fire signs, symbolized with the same lion down here, down below. That's freaking cool. that actually taking on, thinking that you can handle all these things at once, handle the world at once, is actually showing you as a weakness. Because to other people, because others people can be able to see that you can't handle it. Other people see that you have this fear that if you go inside yourself knowing that you take on too much, it's actually because there's an insecurity that you don't do enough, that you don't care enough, that you don't show enough. So you try to take on as much as you can. It doesn't matter. It still shows an insecurity of needing to prove yourself or needing to show up in a certain way that doesn't really actually show that. It actually shows mass insecurity of who you are or how strong you think you are. All right, here we go for water sign. Water sign. 9 of Cups. Again, you're represented by your own element right here. What's up, viewers? How's it going? You're represented by your own viewers. I mean, you're represented by your own element right here. Water signs. 9 of Cups, like the hidden emotions that you have. That's why you're afraid to go inside yourself. Where do those emotions of why you're so emotional, where do they actually originate from? Where's the shadow? What actually casts those shadows from where your emotions come from? What events, what situations actually cast those shadows of where your emotions come from right now? That's why you're afraid to go inside yourself, of actually facing the real stuff, of what is causing the emotions. And even when you try to share it with somebody that might not get it the right way, you figure out, why do I bother? So it actually keeps you from facing it even more, because you don't want to face it alone either. All right. Ooh, I'm feeling really good about this one right now. Almost coming on the board right now. All right, Mo. Let's go into your spectrums, guys. All right, coming up for Spectrum 1, not for Spectrum 1, but for first, we're going on to Earth signs. One, two, three. Hey everyone, sorry I'm late. Having problems with getting notifications. What did I miss? And hope all are well. We're going into why we are afraid to go inside ourselves, Jess. And Mo's just got on the board. Tauruses are refusing to see that they're the master creator and what they're facing. That's why they refuse to go inside themselves, because to see that how everything is their manifestational problem, how they created it for themselves, like where they're blocked at, what's keeping them. This is a big, when we point fingers at something, we have 3 fingers pointing back at us. This is a big one of those. All right, let's figure it out. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, Mo's like, this is what I am right now. So she's going on with the theme of the day with roses upside down, like broken promises. This is broken promises. So broken promises are broken situation, broken trust. So things that originated of why we aren't dealing with some of the stuff that is coming at us now. Now us as adults, us as mature people, we have all these things facing us right now. Oops, wrong thing. We have all these things facing us, coming at us. So Mo, she's over here like, well, hold on. Let's see where this comes from, right? We have all this coming in. Let's see where this comes from. And it's originating from broken promises. What's once was a beautiful situation is now something that was broken. a lot of things that might have happened, a lot of family or childhood traumas, a lot of things that happen where trusts are broken. We lose our first friends, or things happen with family members, or things happen with, we don't see people anymore, or, lies get told, broken promises. Looks very handsome today. I love that jacket. Thanks, guys. So, so I'm talking about also like, and how readings can actually be used to go inside ourselves and not avoid why we're asking about relationships or why we're asking about other people in readings when we should really be asking about ourselves. All right, let's go to it. All right, let's go Earth signs right across the board. All right, we're gonna put air signs down as well. Fire. And we're gonna put some air, some water. All right, let's do this. Here you go. Earth signs first. Let's see what's going on. Bench, assess. We got to figure out what's going on. So here's the perfect time for you right now. Whenever you do a reading for yourself or get into the reading, understand and take it towards yourself of, what do I need to know about the situation? Focusing your questions that way. Or what should I do in this moment of isolation for myself? What should I do in this moment of taking time for myself? Or there's what you need to do in this moment to get in correction of actually embracing what the magician does, embracing creation, is how can it's taking time off. Sit on the bench, take some time out, assess the situation. What can you create with that time or energy? What can you create by going inward? All right, then we're going to go into spectrum 2, justice, balance. Okay, in the area of creation, there's only so much you could do in creating without having to destroy something to create more, right? So there's a balance. There's what needs to be taken away, what needs to be destroyed, what needs to be given up for the space to be allowed to have new things come in. And at the same time, those new things that were created will fade away because newer things are going to come up. So understanding the balance between that, and not everything can just be one way. There has to be a give and take of the situation, and that could be actually be blocking your flow from creation as the magician as well, earth sign. All right, we go for spectrum 3 and alignment, which causes into alignment. Being out of alignment will totally keep you out of balance. So them being together, understanding that, knowing that, having this understanding of your deep core feelings, your deep understanding, and not being afraid of what's going on in there is what's keeping you out of alignment. If you're feeling out of alignment and thinking that you need to know about what's going on with other people, no, you need to know what's going on with you, not anybody else. You're the creator, not the other person. The other person's not going to create what you need. Only you are. All right? Okay. I love you too. Okay, bye. Air sign. Here we go. Inner growth. There's a big avoidance of inner growth, air sign, because you think you know it all. All of it goes on in here for you, air sign. All of it goes on inside your head. With this crab coming up, this lobster, and it being upside down, inner growth, shedding its shell, growing from the inside out, Right? I know, man, that's good. And if we go into inner growth, I believe the lobsters in the star, right? If we look in the star card, there's the woman like getting or temperance. I think it's temperance, where there's the lobsters in the bottom. Okay, so in this inner growth of figuring things out, of what to give out, or what to show other people, or what to allow people in on your thoughts or your feelings, it's really about the inner growth that you hold. Like over analyzing other people's things or where you're at and your position in your life and to other people's lives has no give or take on what you grow into. What you grow into, where you're at on other people's lives, has no give or take or what you grow into, right? Where you think you are at, or where somebody tells you you are at in their life, has no effect on your inner growth. By somebody telling you how important you are to them does not make you grow. So holding these feelings back and holding these thoughts back and holding the situation back or those feelings on that is actually halting your inner growth. So in this thing of like where you fear or where you need someone to tell you where you're at is why you're holding stuff back. It's when they tell you where you're at is where you allow your feelings to come out, where you allow your real thoughts to come out. Okay. All right. Well, let's do this. Innocence. The reason why you hold back, the reason why you hold back a lot of the stuff that you don't like to give out is because it's not so innocent. They're real raw thoughts because your intuition is so keen. Your intuition is so keen that your thoughts aren't as innocent as you presume yourself to be. In the tarot, the lobster is featured in the moon card rising from the sea. She carries the wisdom of the subconscious. Yeah, right, the moon card. So in so in this innocence of it being upside down, is like most of your thoughts are not as innocent as you think they to be, and it's okay because you've been through some shit, right? You've been through a lot of stuff, fire sign, and that's how you know a lot of stuff. That's why your mind is so rapid. Your mind is constantly going through scenarios to find and figure a way out because you've been through shit to figure a way out, not a way to go through it, not a way to get out on the other side, not a way to grow through it. We're trying to figure out a way out. This is why we avoid the inner growth. All right, here we go for your last one. Crown accomplishment. And that's going to keep you stunted. With the accomplishment upside down, we have this false sense of knowing everything or feeling like we know everything, but really it's not there. Because we feel like we know or we presume we know because we figured out every single possible scenario or did a run through before that we know, and that, oh no, it's okay, I already figured it out. It's not an accomplishment. True experience of true actually going through it is the accomplishment. So don't get all up on your high horse, Mr. Air Sign. All right, let's go into fire signs. Fire signs down below. Fire signs, you ready? You ready, fire signs? Because you taking all this shit on your plate is something that gonna be big for you. Let's go into it. Cloud revelations, and see this being figured out right now. If you're a fire sign watching this right now, you being told right now that you put too much on your plate, and you constantly do that because you do it to for bravado. You do it for to show that you don't need anybody, or show how independent you are, or show that you got this, or you're taking on so much, but really it really shows insecurity. So in this moment of hearing this, it might be a little bit of sense of relief that you're not the only one that sees it, that other people see it too, and that you could probably actually stop. All right, so that's for that, and then let's go into spectrum 2. Ooh, here we go. Staff of Wands. Staff of Wands upside down, and it's a direction. It's out of misdirection of why we do that. We think we're being a leader. We think we're showing people how to do something, but really, a lot of the times when we act this way, you're overcompensating. Thank you. When you act this way, you're showing an insecurity. You're not showing leadership when you're taking on so much. You're taking on too much. That, what is it? You're taking on so much that you could chew. You can't take on that much. You what is it? What that saying? Too much than you could chew. You ate somewhat more than you could chew. Took on more than you can chew. There you go. That's what that is. You've taken on more than you could chew. And that shows inexperience, not direction, not leadership. It shows inexperience, especially to the ones that you care about. All right, so let's go into the next one. Action, upside down. And it shows false action. So upside down, upside down, bam, horse action. It shows false action. Or no action at all. Because you have too much. What happens when you have too much and you can't carry enough and you can't carry all of it? You become encumbered and you can't move. So taking on all these things, thinking, oh yeah, I can handle that, I could do that, I could do that, I could do this, I could do that, I can handle it all. Nope, it actually shows inaction. It shows you in, like, when you weigh down a horse, the horse can't move. The horse won't even try. So what makes you think you wouldn't be able to move if you took on more than you could chew? Would you be able to move? No, I don't think so. This is why you're afraid to go inside yourself, because to show yourself that your whole life you've been taking on more than you could chew. And that if you stop doing that, you will be seen as less than, or that you can't do as much. You can't take as much opportunities as you can. That's what you're about, fire sign. Opportunity. All right. All right. Let's go into water signs right now, okay? Water signs. And yeah, I don't know, guys, how are you guys liking this kind of information about yourselves? I just want to kind of like gauge this with people so far. All right, so here we go. Water sign going up. Water sign. All right, so with water sign, how you have these things that go on in the darkness, or have you really what originates from your emotions? Like, how are those emotions constructed? What really happened? Like, if you're so emotional and you're so feelings about things, where did those emotions come from? What casts the shadow of where those emotions come from? That's what's going on with you right now. That's why you're afraid to go inside yourself. Because you're afraid to face the shadows that are coming through. You're afraid to face what actually casts the shadows. Hey, what's up, Empress Queen? You're in. Thank you, Exalted Copper. And so in this area of like the moon, 9 of cups, and then the emotions stacked on top of it, it's going into what casts the shadow that causes the emotions, because the emotions originate from the shadow, not what is casting the shadow. So if the emotions originate from the shadow, from the experience, from what shadows over you, what is casting the shadow? And there's an avoidance of that, of why you're afraid to go in on yourself. There's avoidance of that. Empress Queen? Girl. What's up, Empress Queen girl? So there's an avoidance of that. So and then so there's that's explaining and it comes and so here's pathway passages. We're really good at bypassing it, and this is something that we shouldn't be doing anymore because it's we're very easy to bypass the situations. So pathway passage, everything could be going in one direction and blocked or whatever, but we will always find a way through, find a way to bypass our emotions, to overlook them, so we don't really have to face them, we don't really have to share them with the person, we don't really have to show them to person and set them up in a way. If they don't understand, it's okay, you don't get it anyways, and walk away. Oh, nobody gets us. Well, do you get you? Do you get where your emotions really fucking come from? Because I went on a little tangent this morning, Jess, when I first started about like why we use like why like me noticing how readings on YouTube and stuff like that are like geared towards like love and figuring out when your next loved one's coming in, what your loved one's thinking about you, or things like that. When it's just like in the situation of like I've been in two good fucking love relationships, honestly. Been in two good fucking love relationships. That's it. Right? That lasted about a year. But in those two relationships, what I've known is that when you know it, dude, and the communication's clear, you know what's going on. You're not in question. So you wouldn't be asking a reader or an oracle reader what's going on with your relationship. You should know or have the the know-how or the courage or the faith in the relationship to be able to ask your partner what's going on in our relationship. So when it comes to an oracle reader, when it comes to a reader or your friendly neighborhood card slinger, use them to help you go into you, to help you figure it out, help you figure out why you're feeling doubtful, to help you see yourself. That's what a reader is for. So that was my tangent earlier. That's a little summary of my tangent earlier. And it's not in the bio. I wrote this nice little bio earlier. And it's not even in the freaking bio because YouTube is being weird. I don't know. But that was my little tangent right now. But let's go back into water signs. So that's what the topic is for. Why am I afraid to look inside myself? And usually when I give a reading to someone, then they're asking or wanting it towards a certain situation, my readings turn around and be like, well, why did you even allow the situation to happen? That's where my cards go to. That's where the personality of the cards like shift to. Right? Thank you, Empress Queen. So this is going towards you. Like you're for water signs, you always figure out a passage to bypass sharing your emotions. When really there's a way that if constructed the right way, those passages, instead of bypassing, actually grants more access to you. Instead of figuring out a way away from it, it actually grants more access to you if you know how to use this power of your emotions the right way. If you understand where the connection or where the casting of that shadow is coming from. I've only been in one since I was 19 years old, off and on. But you're right. We have to look within and not to others for anything. And so here we go with going into your next one. Ram, leadership. See, I was just saying, when we could do this, when we could take into how we usually bypass not being seen in our emotions, if we could really understand them and see how the shadow is casted, we really take in leadership into sharing how emotions could be shared. We could really take in the power of like showing others how we want to be treated and showing how strong we could be in relationships. Nope. And so when taking in this leadership, that's how we grant access. That's how we become unafraid. of looking inside ourselves, because we have already. Like, how do we feel when we get on a roller coaster? When we get on a roller coaster, we're totally scared as fuck, right? We're totally scared. We wait in line for like the longest to get on the roller coaster. That's figuring out the situation, going through it, understanding it, getting it. And then we actually face it, 3 minutes. 3 minutes or less on a roller coaster. One time a roller coaster I was on was a minute and like 20 seconds. And I waited 3 hours in line. But then after we get like the anticipation, the fear of all the drops and all that other stuff, and then you get off the ride and you're like, that wasn't that bad. But see, in this water sign, you're afraid to look at it. You're afraid to look at it and really see where it came from, thinking that you might have to relive it over and over and over again. But it might just be like seeing it and facing the acceptance of it, of what that boogeyman might be. What do you guys got going on in the comments? Lilith, shake my head. Right, so here we're gonna go for your last one, air water sign. Boop, boop. All right, coffin, inevitable. See, so your feelings always coming up is inevitable. Your feelings always being the backbone of what you go through, what you propel through. It's actually, just think of it as your rocket fuel, right? Think of it as your rocket fuel. Because with the coffin coming up inevitable, it's inevitable that you're gonna have to face them. You're gonna have to deal with them. You're gonna have to not bypass them anymore, but figure out a way to use them for leadership. Figure out a way to use them. Right? And so like this coffin, it's like inevitable of the situation that you're gonna have to face these things. And for all of you guys, what we're facing right here is all inevitable. It's all inevitable that we're gonna eventually have to look inside ourselves and figure out where all of this came from. Just like the way the sun sets in the west, in the end, inevitably, we're gonna have to look inside ourselves. As you know, sets on all of us right here. That we're gonna have to really look inside ourselves and where did it all come from? What is really casting the shadow as what makes us quarrant or inquiry about what we're going through? How can we see it better? How can we understand it better? Where is this going? What was this meant to teach me? How is this obstacle actually a lesson? So I have this video that I did on Facebook a while back, and it's about the block, the obstacle, and the lesson, right? And I use this to talk about how we face the blocks and obstacles in our lives, right? And how we could use, and so yeah, so I'm gonna put that video up a little bit later on how we actually use the obstacles and blocks and how we could see and use our perception to actually propel us better and harder back into the future. Not into the future, but into the future that we want to create by understanding the perception. Okay, so I totally didn't even like change the little sign thingies, but oh well. So anyways, so that's what's going on for us today, guys. That's it. You know, let's clean up and we'll go with our last projection of the day. All right. Thank you guys. Just so you guys know, Earth sign, you were the magician upside down. Air sign, you were 7 of swords. Fire signs, you were strength upside down. And water signs, you were 9 of cups. And you guys were all connected by the 7 of wands. If you guys want to go into those later and figure them out for yourselves and see how they connect to you. Adam, back to what you were saying about the love readings. They're not telling me anything my intuition have not already shown. Exactly, girl. Exactly. And let me get into you on that. Not into you on that. Like, and I'm not saying to boast, you know, Me as a reader, because go to your reader, go to your favorite person that you love getting readings from. It doesn't have to be me, but like here's what I know when I being a reader. Here's what I know being a card slinger. When you when you could when you could go to your same reader over again, your friendly neighborhood card reader, you create what I call a thread, right? You create a thread, and usually when you do this readings for the same people over again, you pick up on their thread. You pick up right where you left off, right? The reader is able to pick up everything what's been going on, what's transpired, and you pick up right where you left off, right? Because you were running it constructively towards you and what you're going through. So the reader picks up on your thread, right? And so in readings, that's how it usually goes if the connection is really well with your reader. So I inspire that. I encourage that. I encourage to get in league with your favorite reader, whether it's me, whether it's Light Girl Tarot, whether it's who's one of some of my favorites right now. Who like there's like this Austin dude. He's cool. This Austin guy, he's really cool. And who else do I watch? I can't think of anybody else that I've really actually paid attention to. But I like that Austin guy. He's really cool. But it's like when you pay attention to your readers, you kind of like feel like, yeah, he's picking up on my energy. Like that's the energy that he's picking up on, right? And so when we could do that, like that's why you're drawn to your reader, because you feel like they're picking up on you. Okay, so when you could connect to that, when you see that, when that's being drawn with you on that, like that's why it's good to go to the same reader, because they could pick up on your thread, especially a good reader at that. Not that all of them aren't good, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean, right? That's just my thought on I ordered mine on cards. What do you mean I ordered mine on cards? What are you talking about? And so yeah, so that's where we're going in on what I was talking about getting in on with your friendly neighborhood card slinger and stuff like that, guys. I love Austin, right? I think he's cool. I think he's really, really good. All right, guys, let's do a shuffle and get a quick understanding of what the day is going to look like for the end. So go into your friendly neighborhood card reader for your thread, you know, especially when you ask questions and stuff like that. That's really cool as well. If you guys want to support the channel, make a nice little donation, there's links in the show notes. I will post that link down below. I have availability this week, guys. My Tarot. I have availability this week, guys. If you guys want to set up an appointment, that's the link to. It says 30-minute session, but it's actually more than that. It's actually about an hour long. I've upgraded it to be until the reading's over. Not try to rush through the reading, but it could be either live or it could be recorded for you. Either way, if it's live, it's still recorded for you. Not live streamed on YouTube, but live on a Zoom call. All right, let's get into last one for the day. Okay. And again, guys, Debbie, in the comments, she's giving up her winnings of a free reading that she won yesterday for the raffle subscriber thingamajigger that I'm doing. So she's giving up her reading. If you guys want to reach out to her, tap her on the comments. Say, hey, I want it. Because I'm not going to do the work to find somebody that wants it. So if somebody wants it, they could go to her and get the free reading that she wants. It's up for grabs from her. Got me some Rider and Moon Oracle. Awesome. All right, let's go into our theme for what we're known for the rest of the night. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, Strength upside down. Here we go. We got 2 pulled. Strength upside down with the 2 of Cups, right side up. So we're really gonna take into the stuff that we are bypassing, right? The stuff that we are bypassing, the things that we are weak about our relationships, right? The things about our relationships, right? So this, guys, we're looking at the weaknesses that we're going through, especially in the terms of what we're connected to. Oop, wrong camera. I was on the wrong camera the whole time. So this is what we're going through. I thought it was on the double camera. So strength in Two of Cups. So going into and seeing like where our weaknesses are at with what we're experiencing in our relationships, who we're connected to. This is what we're gonna see tonight. This is what we're gonna experience. This is what we're gonna understand. And excuse me, that was so rude. I'm so sorry. How much are your readings? My readings. There's the Calendly link right there. My readings are 111. That's how much my reading. That's how much that link is gonna say it is. My readings are 111. And so, in this sense, right here for today, we have how we're gonna see it is we're gonna look into the connections that we're passionate about. We're gonna see them. Whatever things we might feel weak about, whatever things that we might feel or have doubts about, let's take an understanding of what they might be. Okay, so let's take into understanding of what they might be, where they might be at with us, what are they actually creating. There's this feeling of it's not necessarily a love connection, and if it is, it is, but it's something that we are passionately connected to that creates, right? And so we might be feeling doubtful about it. So let's go into it tonight. Let's see what we're going at with that. We're gonna understand or have these feelings come up about it. Don't shy away from them. Explore them. Ask the questions. I encourage you to ask the questions that you need to solidify this, to understand this. Okay. Alrighty, guys. I think that's gonna be it. You guys have any more questions? Do you guys want to have any questions? I could stay on a little bit if you guys want to do questions. Oh. All right, cool. That's it tonight. Alrighty, guys. All right, cool. I'm done. You guys have a beautiful, bright, and shiny day. That's it for Coffee and Cards today. Sorry it was a little bit late. I woke up so late this morning. I woke up like at 9. I was like, fuck. Gosh, damn it. And so I just rolled out of bed and got ready at my leisure. Wasn't going to try to rush it or else that just creates false energy. So yeah, keeping it real. I'm trying to send you some cash. You know what, Empress Queen? You freaking are awesome. You know what? You're fucking amazing. I just missed it all. Yes, Stir Love. It was a good one, Stir Love. It's really good. Some good messages in there. Go ahead and fast forward through some stuff if you want to. Yeah, it doesn't really get started. Like I go on a tangent for like the first 20 minutes talking about like readings and the way I feel people are getting them on YouTube and that I noticed and stuff, right? And I go on a little tangent on that. And then right, but then I get into the readings and I go on another little tangent, but it's all good. So I'm glad you guys all shut up. So it's awesome. Cool. All right, I'm gonna end it, guys. You guys have a beautiful, bright, and shiny day, guys. And again, I appreciate you all. And with that, like, appreciate what you appreciate because it appreciates, right? So yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one.